The last time my back hurt this bad was when I had this stage 4 blood cancer that was eating away at my spine. Luckily, I was playing rugby at the time, and the daily beatings of the sport brought to light just how fragile my spine really was, and I was able to get on top of things quickly. Recently, I've experienced some similar beatings. Here's me maybe a week ago trying to bike on ice, and here's me trying a new snowboarding trick. The point is, my back hurts a lot, and it's impossible for me not to think back to right before when I had cancer. And don't worry, Mom, it's probably nothing. After all, back pain doesn't just apply to those riddled with cancer, and maybe a simple trip to the chiropractor is all I need. But as this cancer episode is a big chapter in my life, it's difficult not to think about it. Ironically, I received a text from a friend about her niece who may be diagnosed with cancer soon. This friend asked me that I pray for her niece and that I be available for any advice or questions. As far as prayer goes, yes, I'm more than happy to pray for someone going through cancer. I had a school of about 3,000 praying for me, and it was life-changing, literally life-changing. As far as questions and advice, I can only speak from my own experience. The very first question I had was, is this real life? Everything seems so surreal. You hear of people being diagnosed, but you never think it will be you, especially if you're young. Now, the second question kind of comes along with the first, which is, what about my homework slash work slash kids slash insert whatever you found to be the most important thing 5 minutes before being diagnosed with cancer? Short answer, on a scale of what's important to what's not really important at all, those things fall about here, while cancer falls about here. Longer answer, yes, those things are important, but knowing how to prioritize them is absolutely crucial. I remember the doctor told me I needed to be transferred immediately to the James Cancer Hospital. I asked if I could wait just a couple days to watch The Hobbit, which was supposed to be coming out in a couple days. If you're not a Lord of the Rings fan, you will not understand that question at all. My doctor looked at me like a crazy person and said absolutely not. I knew then and there that this was the most serious thing in my life. I also knew that the doctor was not a Lord of the Rings fan. Now, once you've understand that this is real and super weird, and you've prioritized that this is your biggest battle right now, you'll probably ask, why me? For me, I literally passed out at the sight of needles. So when my first nurse said, you're going to experience a lot of needles, I groaned, of all the people, why me? Why does this terrible disease have to happen to the guy who throws up at the thought of an IV? Short answer, I have no idea. Longer answer, I can definitely say it's made me a better person. Knowing what you can endure brings a certain confidence that's hard to come by. Probably the biggest lesson is learning the difference between things that are in my control, like how I react, and things that are completely outside of my control, like the fact that I may be diagnosed with cancer. Living with that distinction between things I can change and things I can't change really allows me to live in a state of freedom that I've never really experienced up until that point. But ultimately, I defer back to the short answer, which is I have no idea why this happens to certain people and not to others. The fourth question you'll probably have is, who should I tell? Definitely your family and close friends. Surrounding yourself with those closest to you, even if it's just the cancer patient down the hall, is enormously beneficial. At the same time, remember that as much as they would love to, it's going to be impossible for them to be there 24/7. Everyone is facing their own battles, and life isn't just about you, even though it feels like that at the time. People will find out one way or another, and then you'll forever be associated with cancer, and that's okay. Owning the fact that you have cancer is one of the best things you can do. You have cancer, and that's just how it is. No one needs to apologize for it, no one needs to be mad at it. We all live and die, and you will either die because of this, or you will survive it and die because of something else. And this leads to the fifth question I had. Will I die? Short answer, yes. We just don't know from what yet. Longer answer, yes. We just don't know from what yet. This is probably the most spiritually fruitful question to have, or the most destructive one to have. The answer is the same either way. How you cope with the answer is what makes all the difference. This question, will I die, ties the previous 4 questions into one. In a way, it ties all of life's big questions into one. Is this real? Yes, this gift of life with all its imperfections, including death, is incredibly real. Should I prioritize my life? Yes, there are many things to prioritize in this life, but nothing prioritizes them better than a deep understanding of your own mortality. Does this have to happen to me? Yes, all who live must suffer in one way or another, including you. Do I have to share this burden with others? Yes, we are all in this boat of life together. There is no complete separation between my life and your life. Humanity is at its finest when everyone shares in each other's sufferings. Contemplating death with sincerity and humility and patience and love can be so fruitful. What do I want to accomplish before I die? What do I want to be remembered for? How important am I really? What happens to me after I die? If nothing, does anything matter? If something, what is it? Has this something been revealed to anyone? If it has, can I trust those people? Or can I trust the people who are telling me about those people? For me, my Catholic faith made all the difference and helped me to understand these questions. To be able to offer up my sufferings with the sufferings of Christ in that timeless sacrifice was a gift I found irreplaceable. And for that brief period of suffering, I found myself walking with God in a way I've never known before. And honestly, I'm not sure I'll ever really know that again. Find your Christ and unite yourself with Him. The alternative is anger and frustration that you are not able to control things as much as you'd like, that your life is meaningless, that your sufferings are meaningless. I assure you, nothing could be further from the truth. My last bit of advice is enjoy it. I know that sounds ironic, but seriously enjoy it. Joke with the nurses. Go out to eat. When your friends say no tomato in their burger, tell them that tomatoes actually prevent cancer and they should eat it. When they look at you with discomfort or kind of an awkwardness, say you've been eating tomatoes your entire life. Listen to audiobooks. Reading is surprisingly difficult. If you're going through chemo, an audiobook really helps to break that barrier. Watch YouTube videos. Casey Neistat's my particular favorite. He makes a pretty entertaining video every day. Go to the movies. I was actually able to see The Hobbit, and I can say it wasn't that good. Sorry, Peter Jackson, but it really just wasn't that good. Definitely not worth dying for. Take it easy. Life without cancer is hard enough, so enjoy the break. Love your friends and family. Pray for your friends and family. Lastly, eat some cold soup. Hot soup might cause you to puke. Something about smelling the food before you actually eat it. All right, take care.